disappoint.
So I listened to a lot of reggae and dancehall growing up. I still do. I like this music. I think it's one of the many sounds that really comes from people of African origin, black people. It's black music. I think it's global music. You can tell many stories on reggae and dancehall. You can. It's a really versatile and unique sound, and it's cool to be able to absorb that and to mix that with hip hop, and I think it produces a really interesting mix musically. Yeah, I mean, I've always sang. I sang first. Hip hop is what's quite new to me. Rapping is still very new to me. I sang from when I was a child, and to me, I find that there are some things that you can do with singing, and there are some things that are more effective when you use hip hop. So I think for me, singing, rapping, it's all technique. The important thing is, what are you trying to say, and what's the tool that helps you say your story effectively. So, no secret. It's cool. I think there's a lot of people who are fans and who enjoy the diversity. It's quite different from what is Kenyan pop music. I think that that makes it difficult for some people to consume it, because there's sort of what is established as Kenyan pop music. But then there's also a lot of support for what we do, because then it's kind of hard to argue when you hear the music. It's good, the fusion is good, the way it's produced is good, the way I write is good, the way I sing is good. So I'd say we have a bunch of people who understand us, and a bunch of people who think that maybe it's different, or further away from what they understand. So 50-50.
Okay.
I know Rhapsody. I think she's an incredible rapper. I think she's really one of the best rappers, male or female, period, right now. The album Eve is a really profound piece of art. It's very well written, it's very well produced. She's a really good live performer, and it would be incredible if I ever got to meet Rhapsody. African music is now taking off globally because of the African diaspora. There's a huge African diaspora in Europe, in America. Some of it was because of the politics that came directly after independence on the continent, and people wanting to escape some of the immediate upheaval. Some people just starting a life somewhere else because they had the opportunity to go to study and to just do something different. And I just think that these Africans who then moved to America and to Europe, their children still feel quite connected to Africa, because they are Africans. And now with the technology, the global technology like YouTube, Spotify, it's allowed the music that we've been making on the continent to cross over much easily. It's made discoverability of the music much easier. I think the collaborations between artists on the continent and African promoters in America, in London, in Germany, and sort of all these big music markets outside of Africa has allowed for platforms for performance, for artists to be able to get onto showcases, to headline their own shows. I think also technology has allowed for people to be able to bring the community easily or easier together, I would say. So if a promoter is having a concert in London, you know, they can use Facebook and Instagram and Twitter to really rally and to mobilize. I think also we have a lot more Africans or people of African descent, Africans in diaspora, who are now in the music business, who are like in the music labels, in the radio stations, in the making playlists for the platforms, and really actively and aggressively plugging. Can't figure you out, can't get you off my mind, can't keep it in my mind. Why are you sing so fair? Do you even really care? Can't keep on running her in, running her out, and running. For women who are not on the African continent, to spend time discovering and appreciating the efforts and the initiatives of the women on the continent across the divide: politics, socio-economic, social enterprise, music, culture. I think there's a lot of innovation and a lot of solutions, and in many ways also there's some things that happen on the continent that I think are far ahead of some of the things I've seen or experienced in the Western world, particularly because on the continent we still maintain the idea of community, and it's very deeply entrenched, and women really support one another, and women really finance one another. A lot of microfinancing solutions that have mainstreamed globally have been, you know, by observing how women congregate, how they group together, how they save, how they just, you know, basically provide capital for one another to do their initiatives. And I think that that's something that the women in the West could really learn from women in Africa, just how to gang up and do a lot of cool stuff with each other and for each other. Tangu ile siku tukuelect au shikagi si moment wezi connect, nimekuwa nikisaka an appointment, nimekuwa nikisaka disappointment. Ai, siku hizi sukunaga kwa teli, sisi maubao wewe lunch hoteli, panganga na mapoti belly, koni many, watch many, wanakupangia wakikusalimia, na uwezi notice hata uwezi dhania. Siku hizi country yote venye iko njaa, kila mtu anafikiria tuchopa. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head.